Hello, good day everyone. In this video, I will discuss to you all about one of the technical writing technique, which is the comparison and contrast. The highlight of this presentation is the guidelines and grammar principles to effectively compare and contrast various things. So, fasten your seatbelts and let's explore the world of comparison and contrast. Comparison and contrast is a technical writing technique that are dominantly used in technical reports, and it has two ways. First, the alternating pattern or point-by-point manner, and the opposing pattern or block organization. This time, I will discuss to you the guidelines for comparing and contrasting things. So let us set, for example, the technical writing and literary or fiction writing. So in writing the comparison and contrast of these two elements, first we need to begin it with some sort of definition, exploration, description of these two elements. The second one is we need to know their similarities and differences. We need to consider both the external and internal characteristics or properties of technical writing and literary writing. The third guideline for comparison and contrasting things is to bring out the similarities and differences of the two elements. So, example in the technical writing and fiction writing, based on criteria, standard, and characteristics of comparison and contrast. The fourth one is to put their similarities and differences in an organized manner by using a particular comparison and contrast method, which is I already said earlier. So those were the guidelines for comparing and contrasting things. Now let's move on to grammar principles. So we will tackle here the principles governing the use of some words for comparing and contrasting things, the two ways of comparing descriptive adjectives, and the degree of comparison. First, the principles governing the use of some words for comparing and contrasting things. So in comparing and contrasting things, we need to know and consider the principles in governing the use of words to compare and contrast the two things. For comparison, we can use the words such as like, alike, similar, likewise, also, to, so is, either or the same as rusty as, but, the same manner, just, besides, and moreover. For example, technical writing and letter writing both share knowledge, views, and feelings about a certain topic. For contrasting things, we can use the words such as different from, conversely, different, unlike, in contrast to, but, however, whereas, on the other hand, while, more than useful, less useful, then, nevertheless, on the contrary, instead, and rather. So those were the principles governing the use of words on comparing and contrasting things. This time, let's have the ways of comparing and contrasting descriptive adjectives. So the first one is the use of es, est, and the second one is the use of more and most. So it is stated here that some sort of adjectives use the first method, while the longer ones uses the second method. So those are the two ways of comparing descriptive adjectives. At this juncture, let us come up now with the degrees of comparison. The degrees of comparison include positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. For positive degree, let us have the example given. Engineer Lee's progress report is short. Globe's proposal is expensive. For comparative degree, let's have the example. Engineer Luna's progress report is shorter than Engineer Lee's report. And lastly, for superlative degree, for example, Engineer David's progress report is the shortest of the three SANS proposal and most expensive among them all. So those are the degrees of comparison. The degrees of comparison. So those were the degrees of comparison, and in these degrees of comparison, the positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree, we can identify its differences and we can use it in comparing various things. It has also stated here that there are some adjectives that are composed irregularly. So this following words in positive, comparative, and superlative do not conform to the normal or common manner of comparison. That would be all for my discussion about the guidelines and grammar principles of comparing and contrasting